welcome back to the GSTL, where we have a very dire situation for oGs-TL. Hero is their final player here. He has to defeat ASD and potentially anyone else, likely Lenog, but there is a lot of potential in our map. What will it be? Will it be Daybreak? It is, because Hero and the Wind are so smart.
It has to be Daybreak.
Great choice there, and you know, this is such an intense matchup between these two players. Hero has to win this game, and ASD, man, he has been clapping his hands. I don't know if that means that he's disinterested, he doesn't care, or if he's actually just really nervous. I can't really tell. He has no real expression on his face right now.
Applauding himself for the last win. Nah, not really. He knows fully well that this is not going to be a walk in the park. He's up against Hero now. A huge fan favorite player. And Hero is... he's not only going to face ASD, but also Lenog. If he wins now, he hit the GSTL with Caldo and Wolf. Coming up next, Hero against ASD. And here he is, starting to the top right of the map in the red color. We have our player for oGs-TL, the Protoss player known as
oGs-TL Hero.
It is a Hero, and this is a really interesting matchup. I mentioned before the break that Hero is just a beast in this matchup lately. He's up against the Terran player. He's up against the player starting in the blue color to the bottom left of Daybreak.
FXO ASD.
And just talking a little bit about Hero's recent performances against Terran players. He took down Thorzane with 3-0 at the NASL Team League. He won against STX at the EG's Master Cup Series. He took down also Keen, for example, in the GSTL. And, well, just all in all, his Terran versus Protoss, his Pros versus Terran is really good. But on the other hand...
Yeah, on the other hand, consider that at the November 2011 Code A round of 32, ASD was able to eliminate Hero from Code A entirely. So that's something to take into consideration as well. So they do have a previous match history. Now, I just looked up the map. A lot of people consider this to be one of the most balanced maps, but this map is actually slightly Protoss favored at 56% win rate for Protoss versus Terran. Plus, it's been played so much, almost more so than any other map, that it has such a huge pool of games to go through. If you have over 55% on a map, here's our match history as I was mentioning earlier, but if you have over 55, that is crazy. Now consider we have a second hidden barracks, so he wants to punish the Nexus first.
Is so smart, exactly. So this barracks enables him to punish a greedy play. We saw Alive use this quite a lot lately. The Fnatic player likes to start on Daybreak with a second barracks because it gives him a lot of options. If the Protoss player goes for Nexus first or a very greedy build, suddenly he's in a position where he can punish him. He can pull SCVs if he wants to. He can just scout, and if he realizes, okay, the Protoss is playing very safe right now, all that he has to do is to lift off the barracks, float it back into the main base, and expand on his own. So a very nice build here by ASD, gives him a lot of options, and we'll see if he is going to attack Hero here upon scouting his build.
Risky by ASD, but you know, it's going to pay off here because Hero is taking a smart risk. And this is actually exactly what most processes these days are doing. I've been doing this on the ladder. Every time I scout what appears to be a 1-Rax expand, I cut gas and I make a faster Nexus because it's so smart. It's one way to get ahead against a fast command center. And at this point, he sees it, he knows what's up. Now, how many SCVs will he pull, and how good will his control be? That is going to be the question. If he just runs Marines across the map, since the Gateway was at a normal timing, he'll be able to defend this no problem. He does see double Marines, he doesn't see the barracks, but that's not important because now he sees the SCVs.
Yes, indeed, he sees the SCVs. This is a little bit of a problem here. It would have, of course, been perfect for ASD if he could have just hit those.
He canceled
SCVs.
the Nexus, in fact.
Yeah, he did. And he has to. He kind of has to. We saw a couple of games already where this strategy was executed, and now, immediately upon realizing that Nexus is cancelled, we have all the SCVs pulling back. Very nice build here by ASD, I like it.
Got to do the 3 pylon wall, unfortunately, and at this point, Hero is now going to be slightly contained. He's going to try to push this bunker back, but there's too many Marines. Even with perfect micro, he shouldn't be able to stop the bunker from going up.
And at the same time, we have a very late expansion now for Hero. That's the biggest problem that he has. ASD is just... He's just expanding behind him.
He's actually going to target down the SCB. That was really interesting.
Not even losing the Stalker.
Yeah,
wow.
Nice control. And actually, that was a risk that's going to pay off so much for him now.
I'm impressed.
I am impressed
Saving
too,
those
man.
Stalkers? Whoa.
That was really nice play, really nice decision to go for that. He was able to pick off just enough Marines. Hero knows the timing. He's like, all right, now there's a few enough Marines where I can target down the SCB. Bunker is gone. Nexus gets dropped. Now he has a pressure timing against his opponent. His opponent is now going to be the one on the defensive. And as such, ASD knows he's going to have to sit in his base for a little bit longer, so he makes a third command center. And this game is just out of control already.
Very, very cool opening that
Oh
we
my
saw.
god, he has a pylon behind the bunker range.
Uh-oh.
Oh, a huge misstep by ASD to not check for that. And double tech labs being made right now, so he's going to lose a lot of time of production.
There's an Nexus now for Hero, but yes, he has no idea of the pylon. He will have, though, as soon as he starts to land his command center onto the low ground. But at this point, well, right now we have already Hero trying to get a little bit aggressive here, poking with the Zealot, just getting some scouting information, and here come the Stalkers.
He only has one bunker, and I don't even think one bunker alone will be enough, even without a flank. Here we go, he's flanking the units, the bunker will go down immediately.
No chance of holding this.
Oh, Hero looking great at this point. There's no bunker on the high ground. ASD being a little bit greedy here. The Marauders, though, should be enough to push us back for now.
Yep, and by this, by the way, I meant the bunker, not the game.
Right, of course.
But he's hard-pressed anyways. This is not going to be easy. He doesn't have... beautiful for him would be an observer now, but even without an observer to give him vision under the high ground, it's going to be a problem for ASD to defend. And obviously, his expansion will be delayed.
Yeah, I like the delaying of the expansion. He brought a sentry in, but he was very... overextended himself just very much so there at the last second. SCB does come in here and scout almost nothing. He sees that there is a Nexus for sure, but I like the positioning here for Hero because he knows his opponent's not going to have medevacs for a long time, and so therefore his sentry contain is going to be very effective. But will he double expand? Will he tech? Okay, so it's going to be robotics. Double expanding here seems too risky. It's too much of a gamble.
What I love...
He's just not even using the force field. He's like just so patient.
What I love about this game is that with the strategies that we saw in the early stages of the game, just the openings, all the standard timings have already gone to hell.
Yeah. It creates a very interesting and unusual game, a very unique one that you know, you don't see very often. Double upgrades on the way.
This team battle definitely deserves a couple of unique games at the end. So this is definitely exactly what we were hoping to see. A very intense game from the start. Stim is nearly done, and with Stim he can stim down the ramp. He can at least try to. He needs to pay attention, of course, to the force fields. But if he's able to hit the perfect timing to stim down this ramp, he might be able to take down these forces of Hero. And Hero, he needs to find the timing in order to retreat.
Oh my god!
He's down at the bottom, and Hero missed the force field.
To be perfectly honest, Calder, this is actually normally a terrible choice, but even our observer didn't catch it, man. That's how quick it is. If you're not on top of it, you mess it up. That's why a lot of pro gamers make...
Hero holds.
A lot of pro gamers make force sentries and just constantly force field even if they're not looking at it, and just hit that timing, because otherwise, you know, this can happen to you. But you're exactly right. He holds. He had a really good concave at the bottom of the ramp. He had a decent amount of units. He kept warping in units there. He knew his opponent's medevacs wouldn't be out. Double forge upgrades starting now, so he's going to catch up in upgrades very quickly, and actually should theoretically be able to surpass his opponent in upgrades very soon after that. Got to make sure that you don't target units though when you try to stim down like this, because if you do one shot, then Hero will jump over there and force it immediately.
This game is just getting kind of crazy right now. We have double upgrades for both of them at the same timing, and we also see now the combat shield. He's not able to break this contain.
I wonder if he saw the factory with that observer, because without seeing that, it's hard to say how many barracks are really in the main base, and if he has medevacs on the way or not. And I think Hero's actually going to stick around a little bit longer to find out, but he may lose the majority of his units out there if he doesn't. Now he sees the factory, he's going to have to get out, probably going to force field one time and then run out.
Yeah, he's preparing, but there's the force field, and with the medevacs in the picture, it's going to be really tough for Hero, and this is exactly why he retreats now.
Yep, lost both of his sentries though, something to consider. Armory is on the way so he can get fast 2-2. It looks like in all, basically right now, in every way, ASD has been able to do what he wants here. Even though he got delayed, now all of the pieces of his puzzle are complete. He can take his third base unopposed. His SCV count is quite high. In fact, he'll have really nice saturation on his third base. He has so much production set up, and his tech is already on the way. So ASD is in a fully developed, difficult to engage, difficult to expand against position, and Hero's gonna have to turtle and play like he's never played before because the position for ASD right now is excellent.
Indeed it is. We have a pretty decent lead for Heroes though when it comes down to the Harvest account. So,
yeah.
And of course with the Chrono Boost, he can get his upgrades a little bit earlier. +2 attack has been started just a few seconds ago. We have +2/+2 for Hero as well on the way, and of course charge.
He needs to buy time.
Yeah.
Hero needs a little bit more time. If ASD hits him now and
Actually,
fights him straight up, he will die.
He needs a lot more time.
He needs a lot of time, you're exactly
because
right.
he either needs Storm or he needs Colossi.
Yeah, he has neither, and his upgrades are not going to be better than his opponents either. So the fight here will just destroy him. He has to buy time in some way, but he's not doing it. He has no ability to harass, or he has no forward pylons out on the map. He was considering taking a third base, but he knows that would be crazy to do, and now that he's seen the force coming, he is in position, but it's going to be difficult to defend. Force fields will work against him, not for him in this position, and his opponent can also jump into his main with dropships. This is a scary, scary spot to be in for Hero. He has to hold on a little bit longer. If he can do that, he's got a foot into this game with the upgrades and tech. He's got on the way. He cannot engage this army. He can buy time with force fields, but he cannot use them to his favor.
And let's just face it, we have now the expansion for the third base actually for ASD, a forward pylon by one of the probes, but he spotted the probe. If he actually spots the pylon, and he does, then he can't just take it down. And the problem for him is now, at this point, we have the robotics bay is nearly done, but it will take a while for him to get Colossi. So we have already a huge lead in economy for ASD, and he can just capitalize on it. He even scouted the Nexus, so he can put pressure onto the third base of Hero once again.
ASD's misstep here, though, is pulling his entire army back to deal with the pylon. That's exactly what Hero wants. He wants him to pull his army back. That's why he made the pylon. He needs to harass the third anyways, but he wanted to have, kill two birds with one stone by doing that to pull the army back, so he can now successfully try to take a third. Colossi are on the way, Templar Archives are on the way, 2-2 upgrades on the way for ASD, and as far as I know, Hero has not started his 2-2 just yet, so he needs to start that pretty soon.
Oh, Hero completed it.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, because that's crazy. I guess Chrono Boost makes upgrades go pretty fast, Calder. But yeah, I didn't think he had started it, so my bad.
It's tough for us today to check the upgrades, so
this drop with 2-2 upgrades to the Zealots who are already here with charge may not be that effective, although Zealots didn't react immediately. More are being warped here. Crazy micro, and also some more harassment here, and the army of Heroes in position to be aggressive. Things getting out of control here. Uh-oh.
If ASD is playing this well, just look at how many units he already killed in the main base. He's taking down another Zealot and now can start with the probes. His main army is retreating. He could actually just try. He needs to get away from the army of Hero at this point.
He's losing a lot of mining time right now. But Hero, if he can catch this army of ASD, he'll be in a huge lead, and he is continuing chase. He's not going to try to flank. The Zealots are cleaned up here. The base is still lifted. A Colossus is joining the battle. Beautiful micro by ASD, and he is tearing this army apart. 2 medevacs, though, will fall.
Nice stutter step in the main base. I don't know how much damage he did with this drop. I would love to see his unit kills.
If he commits this attack, Hero will lose this game. He cannot commit. It looks like he wants to commit. I don't like this. I don't like this at all. I like start rhyming like Dr. Seuss. I almost say I don't like this a bit. But he's got Storm on the way. He doesn't need to fight here. If he fights here, it'll be a travesty.
And he retreats. Good decision, retreats for now. He's researching Storm at this point. +3/+3 is on its way for both players. We have the first Ghost on the picture. ASD now just trying to get the upper hand in regards to the tech, but he won't be able to pull it off as we already have the first Colossus. We have Storm on its way. And once again, Hero is building additional gates in order to make sure that he can reinforce with gateway units.
Yeah. With Ghosts and Vikings and ship upgrades on the way, what suffers here for ASD? His Marauder count. He can't afford Vikings and Ghosts and Marauders. He loses production time on his Tech Lab barracks whenever he makes Ghosts. he loses medevacs as well. So for this, he's losing medevacs, trying to build both techs when his opponent's now focusing on High Templar. He's actually still producing Colossi though, which is a little bit surprising. He is adding gateways, so it looks like he's trying to get the infrastructure in. Blink is just now starting, consider that as well. A huge stim here, and oh, Hero is trying to posture. I like this now that he has Storm, but if he makes any mistakes at all, this game will be over.
Yeah, this is definitely a battle of positioning, and Hero, if he is able to get a good position...
Oh, great! This is great position.
Nice.
This is beautiful. He won't
With
be able to pursue.
Fields. And here
oh, he gets EMP'd though.
But he can take on the command center. He can do a little bit of damage to the command center. Now the force field is beautiful.
Oh,
and
great
look
storms.
At the storms.
This is beautiful.
Nice.
Great storms. Look at that. Beautiful positioning game here by Hero. Something very few Protosses can do in this matchup.
He forces the forces of ASD back a little bit. And now we have once again the Stalkers in position trying to put pressure onto the Vikings to take them out of the equation. The Colossi, 2 of them, and reinforced once more by Zealots and High Templars. A 4th base being established by Hero now to the bottom right, and he's even researching his shield upgrades as +3/+3 is done.
Yep, it looks like he's going to try to target the orbital. I don't like it. He doesn't have any storms with it anymore, and these Zealots are going to fall so quickly. But it looks like he's still on the retreat. Now the force field's working against him. He cannot push up here. Needs to target down the orbital, though he's not taking advantage of it. He's trying to go for Vikings instead. But a lot of stims forced for ASD, and ASD still looking in a strong position. He just has to push this back now.
The problem that ASD has to face now is that he's suddenly in a position where he does not have the superior economy anymore.
Yeah.
3 base against 3 base, and ASD losing tons of mining time as he has to lift his orbital over and over again.
Yeah, he's down 20 workers as well.
Nice
this drop can help him. He's catching some of the units of Hero as well. If he just wins the army fight once, he wins the game. But beautiful positioning on the storms again. I've said it so many times, but I swear, man, Hero, it's like he's playing with a touchscreen. He's physically grabbing the units with his hands, with how he splits them to the side. He keeps his Templar in the perfect position always.
We have War Prism speed being researched now for him. Nice, the drop immediately attacked.
Hero looking great this game. He looks like he may be the hero that OGS needs right now.
Exactly, I was trying to pull a pun on Twitter, but people called me out. It was not Madonna asking for a hero, it was Bonnie Tyler. And completely botched that one. I actually just wanted to make sure that you guys are paying attention.
Oh man, this is a great position for ASD, but the Colossi are split. The Vikings not able to really target right now, and it looks like Hero is going to push him back.
Wow.
Hero has done it.
He definitely did. The Vikings are dying. A mule being called down.
GG.
ASD surrendering here with the mule, and we are going to see the ace match.
Yeah, we are, man, and who will it be? A tough decision now for FXOpen, put in an awkward position that they probably never thought they would have to see with their confidence today, and they're even the fan favorite as well. Most people thinking FXOpen takes this match today, but Hero says no. Showing, very close. He's showing he's very close to this team, and with top as well.
There's only one player that can win it now for FXOpen.
And do you think it will be Lenok?
Yes.
Now, if it's Lenok, what map?
The thing is that Lenok actually told me that in his opinion Metropolis is a fairly even map in this matchup. I still think that I've seen so many games on this map in PvZ, and I think that Protoss is favored. Most of them were winning with this Immortal push, but there are a lot of strategies that they can pull. But on the other hand, Lenok himself is actually quite confident on Metropolis.
The only other choice, I think, right now, besides Lenok, and this may sound weird because this guy doesn't have a lot of experience, he hasn't shown himself that often, is Tier for PvP. The only way, and that's the only other option, but I still agree. I think Lenok will pick Metropolis. He's said it time and time again in interviews. He's talked to us personally about it, and he says that he thinks Metropolis is actually very balanced and he has no problems with it.
I couldn't believe it when he first told me, because most Zerg players that I talked with, they said to me that they have huge problems against Protoss on Metropolis, but Lenok is very confident on that.
That's the difference between Lenok and some other players. I really feel is that Lenok is so good that he sees the way the map is, and a lot of other Zergs just go, oh, well, Zergs lose a lot on this map, but they don't think about why, and they're like, well, it must not be a good map then. But Lenok, if he's confident on this map, it shows that he has figured something out that some other Zergs have not. He's trying to reach into some other part of his brain and, consult his teammates and say, hey, actually, there's a way on this map. I figured it out.
I'm kind of losing track. Do you know what's left?
Metropolis is left. I believe we still have Cloud Kingdom as well. Is that
Cloud
correct?
Kingdom was played.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Then it has to be Metropolis or... I think that may be it.
Yeah.
I think that may be it. I don't know, because in the older seasons of GSTL, they only had 7 maps that you could choose from. Then there was, no extras. Now we have a longer format, a few more maps. We've already used Calm Before the Storm. Anyway, it is going to be Lenok. And because of this, I think it's very clearly going to be Metropolis.
Noctopus, he jumps down the bench. And Hero is getting ready. He is getting ready for this epic game. Guys, seriously, could we have hope for a better match to end this team battle? This is brilliant. This is Starcraft 2 as it should be. Oh my god, I love Team League. This is exactly why I love Team League.
Yeah, me too, man. Now, the win rate on this map, ZVP, is 10 and 14. Well, we don't know for sure it's Metropolis, but to assume the win rate is 10 and 14 ZVP, so 41.7%. That's only a pool of 24 games, but still 24 is getting up there. It's 1 game away from 25, which I think is a pretty good number, and it's a really important number. But, it's borderline 25. Now, look at Lenok's win rate here. It looks like this is his first time, or, if he wins, it'll be his first time winning last. He's come out at all stages. He's come out first, second, third, fourth, and fifth, and he has an average win rate of 50. And for how many times he's come out, that's actually not the best win rate for Team League. The individual league is definitely where Lenok shines more than anywhere else. I am really excited for this match, and I can't wait any longer. We got to find out what map it is. I believe it will be Metropolis.
Yeah, it should be. I think well, Lenok with its new hairstyle, with its new hair color.
Yeah.
Today in black.
He has put his hair back in black. Something pro gamers do quite often is change hairstyles. I am the expert. Hero has not changed its hairstyle a lot recently, and it's just a little bit shorter right now than it has been in some of his older months, where before it was going down almost to his shoulders. Oh man, I am so excited for this match, Calder.
Me too. I
just can't even talk about anything else except how excited I am, because the map is none other than Metropolis. Things really playing into Hero's favor in some ways. Even though Lenok feels comfortable on this map, so should Hero, because it's statistically a good map for Protoss, and also it's a map that Zergs have complained about in the past. So from a mental standpoint, Hero should feel pretty confident on this map in the same way that Lenok does.
This is definitely going to be epic. This is going to be really, really epic. I love that we see this match. This is one of the games that we were talking about earlier, and it's the ace match that everyone was hoping for. Ladies and gentlemen, get ready for Lenok against Hero here at the GSTL.